A handful of MTA track inspectors simply don't want to do their job. It's time for another episode of Bells and Whistles. Hello everyone, Bill Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Railway Track and Structures magazine, with a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending June 4th. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan has rejected a bill that would have provided millions of dollars a year to rail and bus systems. The Transit Safety and Investment Act would have provided additional funds for maintenance, specifically rail maintenance, and environmentally friendly technologies. The measure would have supplied $123 million annually. According to State Senator Cory McCray, who was one of the sponsors of the bill, there is over a $2 billion backlog of maintenance infrastructure for light rail, MTA subway, and MARC trains. McCray said a more robust approach for rail maintenance will be taken either in a special session this year or a session next January. A freight train pulling chemicals on Florida East Coast Railway tracks was able to avoid disaster when a cement mixer struck a railroad bridge in downtown Melbourne, Florida. The conductor of the train saw the accident about a mile before the crossing and was able to apply the brakes and come to a slow stop where a girder holding tracks going in the opposite direction was damaged. If the train were on the other side of the bridge, it most likely would have derailed. The strike happened around 6 a.m. on June 2nd, and workers were still repairing the span the next day. Crews were working alongside the Trestle Bridge, building the first of two bridges needed for Brightline's Orlando to South Florida high-speed rail route. No damage or injuries were reported on that worksite. The Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation said it would be more transparent with the public regarding next steps for its light rail line currently under construction. However, when the list of options was complete, it was marked confidential. Pressed by think tank Grassroots Institute of Hawaii, HART has released the details. The list of options runs 27 deep, and one suggestion is building an automated people mover with a lighter guideway structure past Middle Street. The Federal Transit Administration will have to sign off on any of the changes and has been withholding HART's final $744 million in federal funding for the project. Metropolitan Transportation Authority Inspector General Carolyn Pokorny has announced the findings of an 11-month investigative report which found 7 NYC Transit track inspectors were skipping inspections in addition to falsifying inspection reports. They have been suspended, and 6 of the track inspectors received a final warning that similar conduct could result in termination and would be prohibited from performing track inspection for 5 years. The audit revealed significant systemic issues with how supervisors and managers at NYC Transit oversee the work of track inspectors. The OIG first opened an inquiry into the NYC Transit Track Division in January 2020 in response to news reports of track debris raining down on cars below elevated tracks. Well, that's a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending June 4th. For the latest news, go to www.rtands.com. You can also find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great weekend, everyone.